Congress has missed a midnight deadline to prevent a government shutdown, though efforts to end it are continuing. The Senate voted Friday night on a procedural motion to advance the House GOP's month-long stopgap, but it failed to clear the 60 votes needed to advance on a mostly party-line vote. In a sign of the fluidity and uncertainty of behind-the-scenes talks, the vote remained open nearly 2 hours after it began. Advertisement after it concluded, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, RK, ripped Democrats for voting against the bill. He later suggested the Senate may vote on a measure that would keep the government open for 3 weeks, instead of 4 weeks. The previous measure funding the government ran out at midnight, but lawmakers are believed to be negotiating a days-long extension that could be approved quickly. Office of Management and Budget Director Mick Mulvaney must issue a memorandum instructing agencies to begin a shutdown to trigger a process that would close offices and furlough workers. But if action is still taken quickly, it's possible much of that could be avoided. The closure would mark the first time that the government has been shuttered since 2013, when a shutdown carried on for 16 days as a band of Republicans tried to dismantle Obamacare. Republicans are blaming Senate Democrats for the impasse, arguing their refusal to agree to a 1-month stopgap passed on a largely party-line vote in the House caused the shutdown. Democrats say Republicans are to blame given their control of the White House and Congress and failure to work with Democrats. Lawmakers and administration officials have largely downplayed the impact of the partial closure, insisting they would be able to reach a funding deal before the weekend's end. If the closure only lasts through the weekend, much of the nation might not notice, as most public-facing government functions are closed for the weekend. If there is any good news, it's a weekend, House Minority Whip Steny Hoyer, DMD, told reporters Friday evening. And certainly if we act, Saturday, as I think we could, and reach some compromises, then I think we could pass something before the weekend ends and the impact would be minimal. The Office of Management and Budget said Friday that the administration has taken steps to minimize the impacts of a shutdown, accusing the Obama administration of weaponizing the 2013 government shutdown. We want folks to understand that it will look very different than it did under the Obama administration, Mulvaney said. Mulvaney noted that the parks, post offices and the Transportation Security Agency, for example, would all remain open. But if the shutdown carried into Monday, people are more likely to notice. Hundreds of thousands of federal employees deemed non-essential either wouldn't be allowed to report to work on Monday or would show up briefly to prepare their offices for the furlough. Many grants and permits requiring federal action would stall. Some services like passport processing and certain national park functions could start to wind down, or might be able to stay operational for a few days. Some agencies, such as the Federal Communications Commission, have funding that could keep them open for a few days or through the week. Then they would have to shut down. Federal courts, for example, only have enough money to remain open through February 9, according to the Administrative Office of the U.S. Courts. And the Food and Drug Administration would be unable to continue its food safety inspections. The department plans said routine inspections, enforcement and the monitoring of food and drug imports would come to a standstill. Timothy, and Lydia Wheeler contributed. This story was updated at 12:47 a.m. Saturday.